In a crowded marketplace filled with vibrant colors and the hum of trade, a weary merchant sat by his barren stall. Once a proud trader, he now watched others prosper while his fortunes dwindled like sand through his fingers. As the sun dipped below the golden dunes, the merchant stumbled upon a lone camel, its coat shimmering under the fading light. It stood tall, its gaze wise and piercing, as though it carried the secrets of the desert itself. The merchant froze as the camel leaned closer, its deep voice breaking the silence of the night. "I can change your fate," it said. "But remember, not all treasures are meant to be shared." With the camel by his side, the merchant's fortune transformed overnight. His once barren stall now overflowed with treasures, fine silks, rare spices, and shimmering jewels. Under the starry expanse of the desert sky, the camel led the merchant to places unknown, where opportunities and riches awaited, hidden beyond the dunes. They stumbled upon an oasis so enchanting it seemed like a mirage. The air was heavy with the fragrance of blooming flowers, and the waters sparkled like liquid silver under the moonlight. Under the desert stars, the merchant shared his meal with the camel. It wasn't just food, it was gratitude and trust, binding man and beast together. Unbeknownst to the merchant, prying eyes lingered in the shadows. Greedy thoughts brewed as the figure plotted to uncover the camel's mysterious powers. The camel paused, its ears twitching as if listening to the wind's warnings. "A sandstorm is coming," it said. "We must seek shelter." The storm howled like an angry djinn, swallowing the desert in its fury. But amidst the chaos, the camel stood steadfast, shielding the merchant from harm. The merchant's fortunes soared, and his humble dwelling transformed into a palace of grandeur. Gold-trimmed walls and lush carpets spoke of his newfound wealth. Blinded by his success, the merchant bragged to the villagers, his voice echoing with pride. But the camel stood silently, its gaze full of quiet disapproval. The camel's voice grew firm. "Do not let greed blind you. Remember our pact. My secret must remain hidden, or the consequences will be dire." Overcome by his arrogance, the merchant revealed the truth to a curious crowd. "It's the camel," he exclaimed. "This animal holds the key to my riches." The camel turned and walked away, its figure fading into the vast dunes. The merchant called out, but the camel did not look back. The bond was broken. The once glorious stall now stood empty, a shadow of its former self. The merchant sat alone, the weight of his broken promise heavy on his shoulders. In the quiet of the desert night, words appeared in the sand, glowing faintly in the moonlight. "Trust is a treasure greater than gold." The villagers spoke in hushed tones, their eyes casting pitying glances at the merchant. His rise and fall had become the talk of the market. From a far-off dune, the camel stood silently, watching the merchant with an unreadable gaze. The desert's wisdom had taught it that some lessons must be learned the hard way. Alone under the vast expanse of stars, the merchant reflected on his folly. The desert wind whispered softly, carrying with it a promise of redemption for those who learn from their mistakes. If you liked this story, please subscribe and comment for more interesting Arabic tales.